Hi everyone, it's Charles here. I think at this point I I'm trying to I was still working on the support for the metal plates. Yeah, as you can see, I try to make the supports vertically so that that will make it easy that will would make it easier to assemble the bearing. But at the end, the way I did that was to use my legs to support these supports, metal supports, to to orient it vertically. So I was able to attach the bearings. Because you need to do it properly. You need to align the bearing according to the manual. Otherwise, it will not work correctly as indicated. Correctly according to what the manual says, and maybe your machine might not operate optimally. Okay. Yeah. Another difficult or pain point is that there's no way to hold the boat. So you could only hold the boat. I mean, there was no way to hold the boat easily. You can only hold the boat by using the plier. Okay, and you need to hold the plier, and then you need to hold the Allen key. At the same time, you need to hold the metal supports vertically. So you're just running out of hand. So you just very difficult to assemble. So as you can see here, I was basically sitting down there, okay, using my legs to hold the metal support, but it was not part of the video because I was away from the camera. I remember while I was doing that, I asked myself, why why am I doing this? Okay, so what's the point? Okay, because if you buy the full printer, you pay several $100s more, $100 or $200 more, and you do not need to go through the hassle. So I was quite frustrated because it's hard to do. It's hard to. I mean, you can assemble the whole thing quickly, but if you want to assemble the entire printer correctly, you you need experience or time. Okay, so either so if you have done this before, you might be able to do it quickly. But if you haven't, then it really requires time to for you to do it properly. Okay? Yeah, as I said in my earlier video, if you want to use your leg to hold the metal that metal supports, probably you want to dress clothes that you can throw away because the bearing contains oil. Okay, so you just need to be aware of that. I remember during these parts, I fasten the bearing, and then I look at the alignments within the bearing. I know that it's not perfectly match to what was photographed in the manual. So and then I untighten the untighten the bolts, and then rotate the bearing slightly, and then reattach. So yeah, it takes time to do it properly. Okay. And it's also funny that whenever you finish a milestone or a step that you think it's quite hard, and you have this hope that the next step might be easier, maybe because of the experience you have gained, or you think maybe the next step will be easier, but actually it's not. You finish the difficult parts, and then you move to the next step, and then you realize, oh, okay, this step is also very hard. Okay, so it's not a smooth sailing, definitely. Oh, I think what happened here is I used the box as a clamp to clamp or hold the metal plates horizontally. Okay, so basically I put the metal plates, the part of it on the desk, and then I put the box on top to hold it, and so I can screw the screws or tighten the screws. So it's just really hard because you one hand you need to hold the plier, okay, the other hand you need to tighten the screw, and also you need to hold the support in some way. Okay, so just not trivial. Okay, once you attach the three bearings, then you need to insert two metal rods into those bearing. You also need to be careful. You need to insert the rods according to the manual in, I think, only in one way. Okay, not from the other way. Okay. Also, don't use too much force. The manual says if you use too much force, you might damage the the small ball bearings inside. Okay. So I was a bit paranoid. I thought I used too much force to when I try to insert the rod into the side with only one bearing. So I took the rod out and check it whether there's any loose balls inside. But luckily there wasn't. Just naturally on that side, because there's only one bearing, it was a bit flexible. Okay, but I think that was normal. Okay. Then again, you have the 3D printed parts, so you need to put the nuts into those parts, and also need to take out the prescribed screws. Okay, So those parts are used to attach the rod to the frame. Okay. As you can see, you need to, with this assembly, it uses a lot of screws. So when you see the assembled product, you don't see them, but actually a lot of them are being used. Okay. So whenever I took out the screws, I sealed the Ziploc bag and put that into the box. So in case I throw those away, okay, or lose some of the screws. There's a one bag with the spare parts. So in case you damage some screws or nuts, you can use the spare parts, but only limited. So just try to be careful not to waste some of the parts. Yeah, I think with the 3D printed parts, there's no spare parts, so you need to be careful. Okay. The manual says when you attach the nuts, if it doesn't fit, you can use screws to put it into the printing hole. But I found it really hard. So what I did is I put the nuts on top of the hole, and then I used the plastic handle of the screwdriver as a hammer to hammer them in. So that was okay in that way. Okay, that's the end of this part. And see you guys in the next part. Cheers.